All right, folks, I think we're about ready to get started. If everybody wants to take a seat, take a stand. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for making this part of your evening. We know everybody's got very busy schedules, families, jobs, everything else involved, and to take a moment of your time and share a little piece of the history in Goffstown that we're going to share with you this evening. Some incredible things have happened in Goffstown over the years. This is just one of the many, and we're going to share what went on that day. I'm going to start my dedication with a little history on what went on here. In 1846, Captain Peter Hadley, along with several other Goffstown business investors, conceived the idea of building a railroad from Manchester into the town of Goffstown. The following year, the Goffstown and Manchester Railroad Company was incorporated. This, however, was short-lived, and for the following year, the New Hampshire Central Railroad was incorporated, and thus began the construction of railroad beds, bridges, and depots from the city of Manchester all the way to Henniker, New Hampshire. By 1850, the railroad, along with the beautiful covered bridge that once spanned right here across the Piscataquog River, was completed. Aside from being completed on schedule, its cost was a mere $200,000 over budget. More bonds needed to be sold. The railroad system provided daily mixed uses of cargo shipments along with passenger transportation until 1869. It was at this time it was leased to the Boston and Maine Railroad, and it remained that way until 1976. By this time, industry had slowed to a near stop within Goffstown's mills and factories. Train sightings had become a weekly event, and the only reminder visible that Goffstown had a railroad service was this 75-year-old covered bridge with all its glory that sat right here. This covered bridge had become a local landmark for many visitors far and near. It was a shortcut for those working at the mills, those heading to school, or just visiting a friend. It was a place where you fished, you jumped into the water for a swim, or maybe you get your first kiss in this bridge. If you dared, you might even climb the inner blackened structural timbers to the top and leave your name and date with a piece of white chalk. Those with elevated courage might even stay up in those rafters as the train roared through on its way to the depot, over to Kendall and Hadley Sash and Blind. Many young boys smoked their first cigarette within the walls of this majestic structure. It was August 16, 1976, exactly 40 years ago today, that this beautiful wooden structure that once spanned across the river was taken away from the residents of Goffstown. Fire ravaged through this entire structure from one end to the other. Smoke could be seen from as far away as Manchester. The heroic efforts of Goffstown's finest firefighters was no match for the 50-foot flames that towered above the slowly sagging roof line. There was no doubt in the minds of the hundreds of bystanders that their beloved covered bridge would soon become a memory. Within hours, its smoldering, charred remains laid submerged within the murky waters of the Piscataquog. This was the end of an era. On behalf of the Goffstown Historical Society, I would like to thank the members of the Goffstown Rotary Club for allowing us to erect a beautiful memorial plaque at this park. This plaque will remain fastened here for many years to come to remind Goffstown residents of the rich railroad history that Goffstown once enjoyed. We'll now unveil this beautiful plaque. I asked Jennifer Brown, the president of the Goffstown Historical Society, if she'd come on up here. Andy Piscataquog, would you come up, please? Maybe Tom, a few of the folks from the Goffstown Historical Society. This was a topic that we discussed for months and upon months, and then years upon years, and this was something we all decided that needed to be done to remember the beautiful covered bridge that once stood here. There it is, folks. Okay, it reads the following: B&M Railroad Covered Bridge, built in 1901, destroyed by fire in 1976. 40 years ago today, folks, at 1 p.m. that fire started. Gone but never forgotten. Remember August 16th, 2016, the Goffstown Historical Society. So that's us. I'd like to thank Jason Georgianis, a member of the Public Works Department, for erecting this. You did a great job. We thank you very much, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
I'd like to, my final words, thank all for being part of this evening's dedication. We invite anyone and everyone, anybody here who has a favorite memory, something you want to share with us about the bridge. If it's something that was a part of your childhood, there's got to be someone out there who's got a little something they'd like to share. If not, we're inviting everybody after this right into the trestle. Right up the street here. We're going to go in there. We've got all kinds of great things to eat, snacks and drinks, everything in there. And it's all free, folks. Just go ahead in there, and we'd like to get everybody in conversation. We got some great artifacts from the bridge in there. A piece of the bridge on display. We have a lot of photos from that day as the fire blazed and everybody stood and watched. A lot of those photos are in there, and just some great memories from the bridge are on display. So we invite you to join us and come on in there.